What's up, Lazy Dog fam? Hope everybody out there is having an awesome day. It's harvest day here. We got some really hot weather coming next week. I'm talking like record hot, 97, 98, which is, it'll get there. Usually here, you know, June, July, but it's pretty early to be getting that hot.
Feels pretty hot right now.
Yeah, it's about 87 out here today. So we want to go ahead and get some of this stuff picked before we have to pick it in the blazing heat. We need to get our English peas out. You know, salvage what we can there. We got 1 row of potatoes, Irish cobblers. We're going to get those out, and then we'll compare the weight on those to how much seed potatoes we use, just like we did those French fingerling potatoes. And then we got some peppers we need to pick because you've been wanting to do some cooking with some peppers, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been itching to cook with more things. So we're down to helper today. Abram is on vacation with his Nana.
Yeah.
Not really. We call anything at her house vacation because he gets to eat like waffles in bed. But so he is missing out on all the fun.
He's going to be upset we dug taters without him. But there's still plenty of rows left he can play with when he gets back. So these English peas here look pretty pitiful, but we didn't get skunked on them. We planted them too late and we didn't know what was going to happen, but we've got something to eat there. So we're just going to pick everything on here unless it's just dried up and no good. But we're just going to get them all and then we'll get this ripped out of here. They done had to have a water break already and we ain't even hardly got started. You got your water?
Yeah.
You sitting on the bucket you picked?
Travis, yes. It's eating.
You have to watch out for Tata with these peas. He'll eat all your harvest. You got a handful, buddy?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Go ahead and put them in the bucket so you have another hand.
I'm gonna get this off.
You could get it off if you drop them. There you go.
There you go. That might be a good one to eat right there. You want to try it?
No, this one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
You found one? That's a good one right there.
It's a big giant one.
Oh, yeah. Whew. I ain't quite got acclimated to this heat. We didn't get enough to put up any in the freezer, but there's enough to shell a good mess. Some of these, they probably stayed on there too long, but I knew this was going to be kind of a one-time harvest deal, so it is what it is. You can see that's pretty nice size English peas right there. Pretty tasty little units. Some of the ones that are too big or too dry, once we put those in some water, they should kind of rehydrate on us and be just fine. And it's so hot out here, these things will go into a heat almost like compost if you just leave them in a bucket sitting outside. So we need to get these in the shade before we dig taters. As far as these taters go, I think these Red Norlands here and these Vikings can make it one more week. I'm not so sure about these Irish cobblers here, which I've never grown before. And I'd much rather dig them in 87 than 97 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and get these guys out of here. Anytime we're digging potatoes or dealing with any kind of nightshades, we never want to leave the plant debris in the soil because that could just mean diseases stay there as well. So I want to make sure we throw that out in the grass, burn pile. Just don't leave it in the soil. Definitely don't till it into the soil.
Oh, this one had a bunch. Look at all those.
I don't really know what this variety is going to be good for as far as eating because I've never grown it.
Hold on, I got a bunch right here still.
Look at there.
So nice.
That'll work.
Look at that.
Wow. Get them up, Tata.
I see some more right here. I found some good ones, Dad.
You did find some good ones. Look at there. I believe we're going to have a good bit more than 35 pounds off these. Look at there.
Dang.
Mother load right there.
Those are some good ones I pull up.
Yeah, those are some good ones you pulled up.
I like how thin skinned these look.
You like that about them?
Yeah. I like a thin skinned potato, and you don't have to peel it. Whoa, Tata, look at these. Big.
We're going to fill up our bucket, guys?
Yeah.
I think we're going to need another bucket. You know what's so nice about heirloom potatoes? I know you're supposed to anyway, but that way you don't have to dig, like the dirt is, you know, not so hard right around it. Sometimes it gets hard, but it's nice to know you're not having to go way down under to get them.
That might be good bacon taters right there. Where's it at?
Right there. Wait.
Whoa, that is a giant one.
Look at iPhone.
What time is it, Tata?
Tater time.
It's tater time. All right, so we got considerably more off that row, that 30-foot row, from these Irish cobblers as opposed to those fingerlings. Now, I don't know if they'll taste as good as those fingerlings do, but got some nice big potatoes there. Real good production considering this is on an old heirloom variety, and very happy with it because I've never grown it before. Now let's take it inside or take it into the carport. Let's weigh them, see what we got. Tata, how much you think these potatoes weigh?
5.
Just 5 pounds?
No, 100.
100 pounds?
Yeah.
That's a lot. All right, it's time for our unofficial, official weight here.
All right, we're ready. Scoot out the way, please.
All right, here we go. A little bit to read it.
Release it.
42.4.
2.4.
42.4 on that bucket.
Get another one. Come on.
Put that big one on there.
Okay. 13.6.
13.6. So we'll say 13 plus 42 gives us what? 55 pounds.
I was like, my brain wasn't working quick enough to do that math.
That's a good bit. More than
Yeah,
37 on the others.
That was it? Really?
Yeah.
55 pounds of potatoes is a ton.
Compare, we've just planted 5 pounds. So we took 5 pounds and we turned it into, so an 11 times multiple there. So now we'll put these on our storage rack just like we do all our other dry veggies. You can see our garlic, our elephant garlic right there. Once it dried, we got it in here. So got a good many onions left there. We've been working on these French fingerlings pretty hard here. That whole slab there was full. We've been eating a bunch and giving them away, so making room for the other potatoes we got to harvest. And there we go, that's all of them. They took up the same amount of shelf space as those French fingerlings, but these are a lot bigger, so a lot more weight. Now with these lighter skin potatoes, what I have to do is I have a couple black tablecloths and I'll drape that around the side so they don't get any of this light that creeps in from that way or from that way. So it's not completely dark under here, and these things will turn green if you don't kind of get them in a dark environment. So we'll put a tablecloth around there. We don't usually have to worry about it with the red skin varieties. These lighter skin varieties will turn green on you if you ain't careful. Well, my help left me because they had to go pick up Abram. But let's see if we can find some peppers that are ready to harvest. So the bell pepper I chose to grow this year is called King Arthur. Never grown it before, but it makes some nice big blocky bells, as you can see there. That's grocery store size. We're not always fortunate enough to grow them that big, but when we do, we sure like it. Let's see if we can find. There's another good one right there. And might want to just let some of those others get bigger before we pick them. There's another good one right there. I'll take that right there all day long. Check out that monster right there. That's a good one to stuff. Right there, you can put a lot of groceries inside that one. Now it looks like I got a little mixed up on my planting here, because there's a bell type there, then we got a banana, then we got another bell type there. These two right here, I do believe, don't have my planting sheet out here, are yellow bells. So we're going to leave those to turn. So we're not going to grab those quite yet. I know the light's a little difficult out here. But we do got some banana peppers right here. See them right there that we need to get. Now on these gypsy peppers right here, I know I'm supposed to wait for these things to turn, but I just can't help myself any longer. Them things are huge. Those look really, really nice. We're gonna get a few of these big ones off here and eat them like this. We'll leave some of them on there to turn. But these are just too big, too pretty not to pick. So we got a nice little haul of peppers there for our first picking. Real good size on all those. And I had one of these that was ready, these Santa Fe Grand hotter peppers here. They're not super hot, maybe a little hotter than a jalapeno, but man, They smell good. That anytime you have an orange pepper like that, it's just packed full of flavor. One year we made some hot honey mustard out of these and put it up. And I'm gonna have to find the recipe because it's been a few years since we made any, but you basically take grain mustard and then grind some of these up in there and you preserve it, and it is off the chain. So once more of these turn, we'll try to make some more of that hot honey mustard because that's some good stuff. And it looks like we got some more cherry or grape tomatoes that need to be picked. I like to buy these little clamshells off Amazon. They're pretty reusable as long as you don't smash them. And they work real good for storing these in the fridge or however you want to store them. So we'll just pick us a mess of these and we'll have them whenever we want them. I'll pick some of these on the orange side. They'll ripen up as they get in the fridge. But birds have been getting here kind of bad, so we want to get them for the birds get them. And looky here, what else I found. We got some thornless blackberries that need to be picked. These things are loaded up, but just now starting to ripen. This is a variety called Arkansas Prime Freedom. Had another patch way over there of it's one of those Native American name varieties. I can't remember what it was called, but I didn't like it that much. It just got too big and sprawled and really needed to be trellised. This variety here does pretty good without trellising if you keep it trimmed back. You can see those new canes coming up there, and once they're done producing, we'll trim those back. But I've got this on drip irrigation, and I probably need to run it. I hadn't run it in a while, but some of those leaves are looking a little rough, so we'll probably turn on the irrigation there and help these puppies out. But I think I can get enough for a snack here today. Well, I didn't get near as many as I thought I was going to get. There was just a few ripe ones out there. Got enough to kind of wet my whistle a bit. As far as these thornless blackberries go, they're not as sweet as the wild ones. In these woods right here beside me, we'll get a lot of those wild ones growing, and those are smaller and they're a lot sweeter. So don't grow these thornless ones thinking they're going to taste as sweet as the wild ones. The benefit is these are a lot more prolific. You can gather a lot more in a concentrated space, and you don't get tore up while you're picking them. So downsides and upsides to everything. So I'd say that was a pretty good afternoon here in the backyard grocery store, getting those peas harvested. We'll shell those tonight. Getting one more row of taters in, peppers, a few cherry tomatoes, and even a little blackberry snack. If you've ever grown those Irish cobbler potatoes, let me know how they produce for you. Was our yield, pretty much average for a 30-foot row? Like I said, I've never grown them before, so really didn't know what to expect. It was a good bit more than the French fingerling, and an 11 times multiple there as far as seed stock investment to harvest. I'd say it's pretty good. A lot of times people that have never grown potatoes want to know, is it really worth it because they're cheaper at the grocery store? I'd say that's worth it there, to know what's in it, to know how it was made. And besides a little pre-plant fertilizer and a little side dressing when we healed them, there's really not a whole lot of cost investment that goes into growing potatoes, except for the seed stock there. So in my opinion, definitely worth the investment. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, like, and share, and we'll see you next time right here at Lazy Dog Farm.
Oh, farewell, by the beauty of your life.